Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here and welcome to Spider-Man. This is a game that I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to. I certainly have, and while we are fast approaching that time of the year where there are tons of games releasing left, right and centre and there's barely enough time to play them all, no matter how busy it gets, I am making time for Spider-Man. And in this video, I want to take a moment to talk about A, my first impressions, and B, speak a bit more in depth about the web slinging, since that is such a core component of this game and a Spider-Man experience, and while you can already get a good feel for how fluid and fun it is from the videos and the trailers, there is so much more to it than what you see on the surface. Now for those of you wanting to go into Spider-Man completely fresh, fear not, there will be no spoilers in this video whatsoever. All gameplay is from the very early parts of the game, and most of it will be me web slinging around the city and doing minor side missions like stopping people from robbing banks or causing trouble in NYC. So if you want something to pass the time till launch this week, then you are safe here. Of course, if you do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and be sure to comment down below and let me know if you guys are looking forward to this game yourself and if you'll be picking it up this week. So, first up, let's talk about some initial impressions. There's going to be a lot of reviews dropping today, and those will be from the perspectives of people that have had the game for a week, played it through to completion, and as such, they'll be able to speak more to the game as a whole. Me, on the other hand, I've only had it for a day. I'm much earlier on in the game, so I wanted to talk a bit more about it from that angle, jumping in for the first time, whether you've played Spider-Man games or not, and just how the game eases you into the various different mechanics, how stuff is revealed to you, that sort of stuff. So right off the bat, the first thing that jumps out is that this game is just pure fun. Put the story, the collectibles, the gadgets, the suits, all of that stuff to one side. This game, without all of that, is just one giant playground. I'm a Spider-Man fan, he's definitely one of my favourite heroes, and having a city to just web sling around and do whatever you please is really how I can see myself sinking hours and hours into this game. Sure, I'll follow the story, sure I'll hunt down collectibles, unlock the suits, but when all of that is said and done, it's still going to be just an incredibly fun playground. Web slinging is one of the core systems that underpins the entire experience, and while I'll speak more in depth about that shortly, right from the get-go, it is the first thing you experience. You begin the game, and very quickly you're into the action, swinging through the city. You don't have to go through any lengthy preambles. Spider-Man is already established, we don't have to get caught up on his backstory. You boot up the game, create your save file, and very soon after, you are swinging around the city. Not too long after that, you're battling your first group of bad guys, and very quickly it all begins to fall into place. Controls are simple, easy to pick up, but there's enough depth and complexity paired with abilities to unlock that will really allow you to make things much more elaborate. The first time you jump in, you'll learn the basics of dodging, evading, launching your enemies into the air, and maybe throwing the odd sewer cover at them for good damage. But then the more these basic controls become second nature to you, the more you begin to really give your enemies the run around, and it's then that you feel like you're Spider-Man. You have skills you can unlock, you can spec down various paths, these will unlock more abilities, more combo options, mix-ups, launchers, options for web slinging, and all of that will further enhance just what you're able to do. So even in my first day of playing, within the first couple of hours, you can already see a noticeable difference in your gameplay as you start to link all of these elements together. Sure, some of the side missions might be different permutations of taking out bad guys who are doing bad things, but each time you do it, chances are you've unlocked something new that you want to try out, or you've perfected this new style of play. So you're constantly just messing around and enjoying your time in this big urban playground. I can't really talk too much to the story, partly because I don't want to spoil anything, and partly because I just spent a large portion of my time doing random tasks. I found some collectibles, activated some towers, and spent a lot of time web slinging. So let's talk more about that. Fundamentally, the web slinging system is pretty simple. It's designed to be that way, so that you're not fumbling around with 5 or 6 different button inputs. They want you to dive in and very easily move around. R2 is essentially your go button. In the same way that in Assassin's Creed you hold that down and run towards something to parkour, so too can you in Spider-Man. Holding down R2, whilst grounded, will see you sprint, and then when you run into obstacles you will vault over them. Then when you're in the air, this will see you swing around with your webs. Now the way you swing is like the arc of a pendulum. You can hold down R2 and you'll let go at the peak, but that's not always the best way to do it. At any point during your swing you can let go, cut short and then zip again. You'll do this more and more as you begin to learn the best arcs to really get your momentum going. But then at any point you also have X to fire out webs in front of you. Now keep in mind you don't attach webs to thin air, so you still need something to attach to, but given that we're in New York City, you're never too far from a building or a lamppost. This comes in handy since these straight lines can be used to better build momentum, and you can also use them to sharply turn corners. However, another part of keeping things fluid is when you collide with buildings. Provided you continue to hold R2, you'll begin running up the building in that direction that you collided with it. This also allows you to keep moving, and then when you approach the top, you can again tap X to pull yourself up, and catapult yourself across the building. If you're high up, you can hold down L3 to freefall, which is yet another great way to build momentum going into a swing. But then this is all the basic stuff. Then you have the abilities in the tree. You can unlock tricks that can be performed by holding circle and triangle in the air. This not only looks cool, but helps you build your focus meter, which you use in combat. You have an ability that lets you launch yourself high into the air from standing on the ground, which is good if you perhaps want to get back up and moving again. And as you level up, you unlock speed boost, so the web slinger that you are at the start of the game is a mere shadow of the one that you'll be later on once you have everything at your disposal. But the system feels great. The first, say, 10-15 minutes might feel a little bit awkward while you're getting used to the flow, but so long as you keep R2 in mind at all times, know that that is essentially your gas pedal if you will, hold it down and you'll go places. When you know that, the rest really falls into place, and it makes for an incredibly enjoyable traversal experience. But that, my friends, is all I really have time for today. Just some initial impressions and a bit more on web slinging. If there's anything else you guys would like to know, let me know down below. But keep it locked, as I aim to have some more Spider-Man videos once the game officially launches. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the end game store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here, but once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.